So you just got your challenge pack, you opened it up, you got this giant bag of Shakeology in there, and you're wondering, should I save this? Should I start right now? My advice would be to start right now. When I got my first bag of Shakeology, my first challenge pack, about 6 months ago, I immediately started drinking the shakes, and I immediately noticed a huge difference in my energy level, my, just overall like digestive system, my digestive tract just cleared right up. I didn't feel sick all the time after I ate, and that was just from drinking the shakes, because all I did was incorporate 1 shake a day into my other eating routine. So I didn't know how to use the containers yet. I just started with a Shakeology. So that would be my advice to you. Maybe as a snack, like mid-morning or mid-afternoon, or even at night, do one scoop, scoopers inside, 1 scoop of the mix in your blender with some ice, water, 8 to 10 ounces of water. And I always do a frozen banana, but there's plenty of recipes on Pinterest for you to check out. And there's also, I think there's some recipes that come in the challenge pack. So check any of those out. Start drinking this right away. You're going to feel amazing. How many containers do I get throughout the day? Well, inside of your eating plan again, so this is the first book you're going to want to pull out. Very, very beginning of the book, there should be a chart that looks sort of like this. And this is where you're going to want to look, and this is where you're going to want to look. There's a formula to fill out with your weight, how much you move around per day. You can have a sedentary lifestyle, moderate lifestyle, or active lifestyle. I went with sedentary because I wanted to not have more calories. They'll give you more calories if you are like you have a very active lifestyle. You will need more calories to fuel that. Then there's also just different ways that they figure out how many of these that you need, how many containers a day. So once you do the math on the first page here, that'll guide you over here to your calorie range. And this is very accurate. I had a test done with my VO2 score that told me I needed 1,600 calories, and I think this told me I needed 1,648 calories or something. So it was like dead on. So you would find what calorie range you are in based on this worksheet. Then it will tell you 4 greens, for example, 3 purples, 4 reds, 3 yellows, 1 blue, 1 orange, and 4 teaspoons. And that is your daily allotment of containers. Even though you only got 1 yellow in your package, you get to eat this 3 times. So you're going to fill this up 3 times throughout the day. Some people may choose, like I personally eat a piece of Ezekiel bread, which is one of these. I don't have to cram it into the container because the meal planning guide tells me that I can have 1 slice of bread. So I use one of my yellow containers in the morning with my breakfast. I have 1 slice of bread. You can eat a certain number of whole grain crackers. You might choose to use your other yellow container as a snack and have whole grain crackers. For dinner, you might choose to use your 3rd yellow container with a sweet potato. By putting, I think it's like half of a sweet potato into the yellow container, measuring it out, and then putting it on a plate. So most people don't eat out of these, they just use them as measuring cups. Now you can, they all came with tops, and you can totally store your food in these, but they're really meant to be measuring guides. You can take this to work with you, but since you get 4 of these, or yeah, if you get 4 or 5 of these, we don't have enough to store them all. So use a plate too, because this is a learning experience. You're going to dump this on a plate and say, oh, that's how much is 1 serving of meat I'm supposed to be eating. A lot of times our eyes will overestimate for us. Sometimes our eyes will underestimate for us. When I use these and really use them well, I end up eating more food than I thought I should. So these are great tools. Use them to measure out your food. So we're talking about the eating plan right now for the 21-Day Fix or the 21-Day Fix Extreme. They have the same eating plan. There are just markings inside besides some of the foods that will say Autumn eats this or Autumn does not eat this in the 21-Day Fix Extreme. The regular 21-day fix doesn't have those markings in it. Okay, so let's start with the green container. It's the first container, and there's a whole list of vegetables that you can put into your green container. The top of the list is going to be the healthiest or the best option, and the bottom of the list you can still do. It's just maybe not your best option. Now, when it comes to vegetables, they're all pretty good. Starts with kale, goes through broccoli, asparagus. As you get to the bottom, you have celery, mushrooms, onions, and then sprouts are at the bottom. We move on to our purple container. So the top is raspberries, blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, and at the bottom is tomato sauce. So you're kind of getting the hint. Salsa's down at the bottom. So you don't want to fill up all your purple containers with that all day long. You want to stick to your watermelon, your strawberries, your cantaloupe, maybe apples. They're kind of towards the middle top. Your red container. So at the top we have like sardines, boneless, skinless chicken breast, turkey breast. You can cook it or dice it. Lean ground turkey. It says leaner than 93%. And then all the way it goes through yogurt, eggs, and then all the way at the bottom, protein powder would be like one of your least favorite options. Now, Shakeology is also a red container, which is, an excellent source of nutrition. This would be like a protein powder that you would buy at the store. Your yellow containers, your carbohydrates. At the top, it's going to be like sweet potatoes. At the bottom, a tortilla, corn, and then whole wheat tortilla is at the very, very bottom. So you kind of want to stay more with your peas, your lentils, your beans, your quinoa, sweet potato, my personal favorite. The blue container, avocado is at the top, and then at the bottom, Parmesan cheese. It goes through coconut milk, feta cheese, goat cheese, and then raw nuts are actually in here. So almonds, whole cashews. It tells you exactly how many you can put into there. So you don't actually have to try to cram them in. You can say, okay, I could have 20 whole pistachios for a blue container. So if it gives you a number beside it, it'll tell you how much you can eat. You don't have to try to jam it into the container. The orange container are raw nuts chopped, all the way down to flaxseed, and then any of the dressings. There's recipes that come in the book for different dressings. You're going to want to use your orange container to portion out your dressings. Luckily, they're more of like a vinaigrette usually, so you get more bang for your buck with this small container. Don't ignore your teaspoons. You get a lot of teaspoons in a day. You can fill these with peanut butter, my personal favorite, any kind of seed butter. So pumpkin, sunflower, sesame seed, nut butters like almond, cashew, peanut. You can also do extra virgin olive oil. And then, of course, it goes through the free foods. You can have water, garlic, mustard, vinegars. So go through this meal guide. This is how you're going to make your shopping list for your first week. And probably you'll start eating some of the same things. You're going to want to go through and pick the things that you like from each of the lists. That would be my first step for you. Make a list based on the things that you like from each container. You don't need to write what container it is. Just make your shopping list based on what you can eat from each list. You don't have to eat everything on this list. Like I haven't tried okra or some of the things on here. I just kind of stuck to the broccoli and asparagus. I mean, it's going to be hard enough if you haven't tried anything like this. Like don't try to make it harder on yourself. Pick out the stuff that you know you've eaten before that you liked. Be a little adventurous, but try to stick to things. Just go through the list and make a grocery shopping list based on what you already like or what you have tried before. So that is how you use the meal planning guide. There's also recipes in the back. After you make your grocery list, you're going to want to start taking those things you had on your grocery list and moving them into a meal plan. Now, I've offered some meal plans to share with you, and there's plenty on Pinterest. But if you can do that on your own, or you can shop, using the ones that I've given you or have access to on Pinterest. Whichever way is easier for you, make it easy on yourself. If you have to repeat the same meal, do it. I mean, this is supposed to be easy on you. It's going to be hard enough to get the workout in and change your whole mindset on food with the portion controlling. Don't make it harder on yourself by saying you're going to cook all these different meals that you've never tried before. So maybe my advice would be try one new recipe a week. And the recipe will make many servings, so you could take it for lunch the next day. So that's how you use the eating plan guide. So go ahead and read this first, do the first couple pages, figure out how many containers you're going to get in a day, and then make your grocery list. And if you need any help, don't hesitate to contact your coach.